A year ago, when Samsung first introduced the Galaxy Tab 7.0, it had shocked the world in introducing a unique 7-inch form factor that Samsung claims is to be more pocketable while still usable compared to the 10-inch slate market that's dominated by the original iPad. Now, a year later, the company is following up with a successor known as the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, which retains the 7-inch form factor while adds on some unique improvements along with Google 3.2 Honeycomb, which is the Android tablet-specific operating system. Can the Plus moniker compete now today in a crowded tablet market that's being dominated by other tablet makers with other unique form factors, unique feature sets, and other selling points? I'm Chang Wen for Gotta Be Mobile and Notebooks.com. Join me in this video review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus and find out what's so unique about Samsung's second generation 7-inch tablet offering. Here I have the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus retail packaging box on the left of the tablet, which can be used both in landscape and in portrait orientation depending on which way you hold the tablet. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the retail packaging box for the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0. Pulling off the top cover of the box, you're greeted with this little tray where the tablet would normally sit in when the tablet ships to you. There's a little manual here, actually a couple of information leaflets that show a new application called this Peel Smart Remote application, which will grant you access to your entertainment center. We'll go over the Peel app in just a second. Let's go ahead and lift up the tray and see what else comes inside the box. Inside the box, you do have a number of little pamphlets. One of them is the Health, Safety, and Warranty Guide. And then there are some quick start guides to help you get started with your Galaxy Tab out of the box. Inside the box, you do have a unique 20-pin dock connector, which plugs into the tablet and also connects to a USB port. So you can transfer media files from your computer, or you can use this to charge and sync your tablet as well. In order to charge the tablet, you can either plug it into a computer, or there's a supplied AC adapter where you can plug it into your wall. The AC adapter is modular, and there is a US plug here for the US version of the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, but you can also get international adapters for foreign users or users who travel. The adapter tip just slides into the plug, and you can go ahead and plug this into your wall and connect the USB dock connector into this AC adapter to charge your tablet. There's also some in-ear headphones that are white with a remote control microphone here, so you can have quick access to adjusting your music control when you're using the Galaxy Tab without having to turn on the tablet and using the on-screen controls. A number of in-ear ear gels are also included in the box to ensure that you have a comfortable fit when using the supplied earphones. That's what's inside the box with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0. Let's go ahead and compare the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus against the HTC Flyer. Both tablets have a 7-inch display. Both tablets also have the same resolution, which is 1024 by 600. You'll notice that the Samsung Galaxy Tab is both lighter and slimmer than the HTC Evo View 4G tablet, which is the Sprint variant of the HTC Flyer. Which includes 4G WiMAX mobile broadband access. There are some noticeable differences between the two tablets on both internally and externally. For instance, the HTC tablet uses a single-core processor, while the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 uses Samsung's own dual-core 1.2 GHz Exynos processor. On the Galaxy Tab 10.1, Samsung had made a departure from its own internal components to use NVIDIA's dual-core Tegra 2 chipset. So it's nice to see Samsung return to its home base to use its own supplied components for the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. Additionally, the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus uses a plastic body that's not a unibody construction, but is both slim, thin, and light, so that's a difference between the HTC tablet versus the Galaxy Tab 7.0. On the surface, things look a little bit different as well. HTC uses its own proprietary HTC Sense user interface on a tablet version of Android known as Android 2.3 Gingerbread. On the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, you have a tablet-optimized version of Android known as Android 3.0 Honeycomb. The actual version is Android 3.2. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the hardware features of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. The 7-inch display actually dominates the front of the tablet itself and has a resolution of 1024 by 600, which is the same as the original Galaxy Tab 7, along with the HTC Flyer tablet and the BlackBerry Playbook by Researching Motion. The 1024 by 600 pixel is actually a little bit lower in resolution than the 1280 by 800 pixel display on the competing T-Mobile Springboard tablet, which is made by Huawei. That tablet features a nice metal finish, although it is slightly heavier and thicker than the 7-inch Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. Up top, if you're holding the tablet in portrait orientation, you'll notice that there is a little earpiece speaker here, which is a carryover from Samsung's line of Galaxy smartphones. There's an ambient light sensor to the left of this earpiece speaker, which helps to adjust the tablet's brightness depending on the ambient lighting condition around you. It's unclear what the earpiece speakers are for, as there are loudspeakers on the bottom and this tablet cannot make phone calls, but may be able to be used if you're making a VoIP call. Also on the front here, you'll notice that there is a front-facing camera, which will be beneficial for self-portraits or for video conferencing. The front of the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus is relatively clean except for the Samsung logo here on the bottom if you're holding it in portrait orientation, and on the bottom of the tablet itself is the port for the dock connector. So if there is a proprietary docking accessory, this tablet will dock in portrait mode rather than landscape mode, which is a departure from the dock connector placement on the 8.9-inch and the 10.1-inch Galaxy Tabs. On the top of the tablet, if you're holding it in landscape orientation, or on the right hand side in portrait orientation, you'll also notice that there is a power button along with the volume up and down rocker, and then you do have an infrared port here in the middle of the tablet, which will be used in the Samsung Peel Smart Remote application, which we'll cover in just a second. Also on the bottom of the tablet here, you'll notice that there are two loudspeakers, which are sufficiently loud when playing music and audio. Towards the bottom, if you're holding it in landscape orientation, you'll notice that there's a little slot here for a microSD card slot. This tablet itself comes with 16 gigabytes of onboard storage, and there's a more expensive version with 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. You can further augment what Samsung has preloaded on your Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus with a microSDHC card slot up to a 32 gigabyte capacity. There's also a 3.5mm headphone jack here up top. On the back of the tablet, you'll notice that the tablet is actually made out of plastic, but this textured brushed metal aluminum finish makes it look like it is made out of metal. Up top here, you'll notice that there's a 3-megapixel camera along with a single LED flash. There is also a Samsung logo and some regulatory information that's imprinted on the bottom of the tablet itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the software of the Galaxy Tab 7.0. You'll notice here from the bottom taskbar that the 7.0 Plus model runs the Android 3.2 Honeycomb OS, which is more optimized for the tablet user experience with multi-pane views on some applications, unlike the Galaxy Tab 7, the original one, which uses the Android operating system that was more developed for smartphones. On the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, Samsung included its own user experience overlay, and you'll notice that there are some TouchWiz style widgets here on top of the display, which will give you access to some quick information on the go. Some of these widgets are resizable and most of them are scrollable, so you don't even have to open up the app if you want to. This is the emo widget that comes with TouchWiz. Along with the TouchWiz user interface and the TouchWiz widgets, Samsung also included a number of quick launch applications which sit on their own little quick launch tray. So to pull open the tray, all you have to do is hit the arrow up button here on the bottom taskbar, which will launch the dock bar here at the bottom, which will launch these quick launch applications. The nice part about the quick launch applications is that they're accessible from anywhere and on any application. So if we're in the browser application and we want to, say, pull up the calculator, we don't have to exit to the home screen or open up the calculator app itself. Just go to the quick launch tray and pull up the calculator quick launch application, which just pops over your browser screen, and you can move it around so that you don't obstruct anything from within the browser to do your calculations. So you have pretty much a nice desktop-like user experience with different windows running at the same time. Samsung also included a number of applications with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, including Social Hub, which aggregates your Twitter, Facebook, and other social media network as well. So you'll see an aggregate view of all the networks that you have set up with the Social Media Hub. There's also a nice widget here, which you can scroll through without even having to open the app itself. Let's go ahead and take a look at the app drawer and see what other applications come with the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. As this tablet has GPS built in, you do have access to Google Maps and Google Maps with navigation. However, as this is a Wi-Fi only tablet, that means you do need an internet connection or mobile hotspot nearby to navigate. Other applications include YouTube. There's a Galaxy Tab 7.0 screensaver, which you can go ahead and activate, which will show you a demo of what's capable on the Galaxy Tab 7.0. To exit out of the screensaver, all you have to do is tap on your home button here at the bottom, and it should take you back home and out of the screensaver mode. Another nice application that's included is the email application, which can show you all your email accounts together at one time, or you can go ahead and view them by account individually. Let's go ahead and open the email application itself. And it gives you this nice two-pane view here. You can go ahead and switch to portrait view as well, and it will give you a two-pane view. If you open up the email in portrait view, it switches out and gives you a one-pane display of your message, and you can go ahead and switch between messages via the arrow buttons here at the bottom of the screen. Or if you switch back to landscape view, you can triage your message and open up individual messages as well. One of the nice applications that's included with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus is the Smart TV or Smart Remote app made by Pio. The Pio Smart Remote apps works to control your home entertainment system, your TV, DVR, and cable box via the consumer-grade infrared port, which is on the top center of the tablet when you're holding it in landscape orientation. Unlike Samsung's previous Smart TV remote application, which connects only to Samsung branded smart TVs over Wi-Fi, the Pio application will have broader support for different devices because it uses the common infrared standard. Let's go ahead and open up the Pio Smart Remote application. You'll notice that there's a nice graphical user interface here in the center that's very fluid and dynamic. You do need to have an internet connection either via Wi-Fi or an embedded mobile broadband connection. T-Mobile USA will be selling the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus on its 4G HSPA Plus network, so you do need to have internet access to have an updated programming guide here at the center. The nice part is you can figure out what's playing by this graphical programming guide, so you don't have to read through too much text, and this will serve as a nice entertainment remote next to your living room couch as well as an internet tablet. You can go ahead and sort through the different shows on TV. For instance, if you want to watch a comedy, all you have to do is tap on comedy, and it will go ahead and adjust to show what's being played right now. You can go ahead and scan ahead to see what's being played at a later time or a later date as well. The programming guide will activate and update itself over a Wi-Fi or an internet connection, so that's nice that you can have this graphical view of what's being played on your TV with nice finger-friendly touch buttons, so it makes for a very polished user experience for an internet remote control. You can also sort by movies if you're into movies rather than wanting to watch TV shows. All you have to do is tap on the movie icon. There we go. And you can go ahead and sort through different types of movies. So if you want to watch a comedy, these are what's being played at 6 o'clock. Also, if you're a sports fan, college football and pro NFL football is in season right now, and you can go ahead and see what games and what shows are on through your favorite sports. You can also filter by baseball, basketball, soccer, news and talk, and other sports that aren't listed as well. There's also a settings option right here, which gives you access to different settings for your Peel remote. The one big complaint that I have about the Peel remote is that if you go into rooms and device, it won't give you an option to set up multiple rooms, which is kind of a shame, because if you have a TV in your living room and say in your office or study, you would have to go ahead and manually change the room settings rather than have two profiles or two different room profiles where everything's automatically configured, so you can automatically switch between the two profiles to access your TV that way. There's also an options where you can go ahead and set in your favorites programming. So if you have a favorite show that you like to watch, you can go ahead and set it on the favorites tab. So far, nothing has been favorited on this Peel remote, so that's another nice option. For users who already know what channels they like and want to manually enter in the channel information, all you have to do is pull open the on-screen remote control here, and it will give you access to both your remote control for your TV and DVR. So for instance, if you want to quickly rewind or forward through different clips, you can go ahead and do that if you have a DVR with TiVo-like qualities. You can go ahead and swipe this up or down to adjust the volume control as well. And if you want to manually enter in the channel information, you can go ahead and pull up the numeric remote control here at the top. You have access to your DVR settings as well, and to turn off your TV all at once and your home entertainment system, you can go ahead and hit all off, or you can just power off just the TV if you want. With the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, Samsung included a number of preloaded applications to help you get the most out of your tablet experience. Some of those apps help to augment the digital content that you can have played back on the tablet itself. One application is the Media Hub applications, which takes you into Samsung's media store, where you have a nice carousel interface for you to browse movies and TV shows to download, purchase, or rent to your Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. Movies that you purchase or rent can be played back on up to 5 different Samsung devices based on Samsung's DRM system. So once you parse through the movies tab here, you can go ahead and browse by different genres or by different popular shows that are being played right now by some of your friends or by Samsung's editor's selection. So once you go into the movie selection, let's go ahead and click on Marley and Me, The Puppy Years. It gives you a brief summary, who's in the movie itself, and also will give you the option to purchase or rent the movie. With this particular movie, there's no option to purchase, and all you can do is rent the movie. You can also play a preview of the movie, which should load up pretty quickly on the display.
The Terrible Twos.
Audio now is being piped out through the dual speakers on the bottom of the tablet here on the side. And you can see things rendered rather crisply and nicely on the 1024 by 600 TFT LCD display. Let's go ahead and go back. TV shows will give you the same type of layout, and you can go ahead and browse by different TV networks. So if you're an ABC fan, you can go ahead and watch Last Man Standing. There's only one season right now, and you can go ahead and purchase the episode that you want for $1.99 per episode. Another application for movie fans would be the movie phone application, which will give you what's playing right now in a theater near you. Movie phone also provides access to local theaters based on the GPS location, what's going to be upcoming. So these are movies that are not yet released but will be coming out soon. What's out in theaters right now. And then the theaters nearby. By going, say, to the nearest CineArts at Santana Row, you can see these are the movies that are playing at that theater. Clicking on the movie itself, you can go ahead and play trailer, and it will play you a trailer back on the 1024 by 600 resolution 7-inch display, which is actually of a nice quality. Some theaters will also allow you, such as AMC, to also purchase tickets. So you can also go ahead and purchase tickets as well. It will take you to the browser where you can go ahead and purchase tickets that way. For readers, there's also an ebooks application which opens up into a nice user interface here. The nice part about the ebooks application is that you won't have to go through Samsung's proprietary store. Instead, if you go to the shopping cart, you can go ahead and add your favorite ebook store. So if you have an EPUB ebook distributor that you like, you can go ahead and add in the URL and the store name. And that way, once you click on the store, it will take you to the homepage of that store, and you can go ahead and make your transactions that way and download content to this nice user interface. Once you're in this library view, you can go ahead and tap on a book, which will open up the book. The Marvelous Land of Oz has been preloaded on the book, so you can go ahead, as you can see here, make annotations, highlight, and select different things on the page, as well as adjust the font size. So if you like the font to be smaller so you can fit more content in a single page, you can go ahead and reduce the font, and you can also eliminate the page turn sound if you want. You can also adjust the contrast, so if you want, let's say, black on a greenish page, you can go ahead and do that. In landscape orientation, it will give you a 2-page view, and you can go ahead and switch to a single page view and portrait orientation. On the bottom of the ebook reader interface, you see this progress bar, which shows you how far along you're in your book, and you can go ahead and skim through that way as well. The book interface also gives you access to annotations and highlights. So if you want to highlight, you would have to tap on the highlight button, and then you can go ahead and highlight a passage. You can also change the color of your highlighting. So if I want a purple highlight, you can go ahead and do that. You can also tap on the highlighted passage to add a memo as well. So if you want to add a note, you can go ahead and type. In landscape orientation, I noticed the keyboard's a little bit on the wider side. So people with short thumbs won't be able to reach the middle of the keyboard comfortably. On portrait orientation, it's a little bit more manageable for people with smaller hands. So you can go ahead and type in great passage if you want to give it some annotation. And it will show you that the memo has been added. The gripe that I have about the interface here is that if you have the highlighter selected, you can't go ahead and swipe through a page to turn the page. You actually have to deselect the highlighter to turn the page. And it does take some time for the highlighter to be deselected, so it's a little bit finicky. So now it's that the highlighter is deselected, you can go ahead and turn the page, and you can see the page curl as well. Tapping on the screen will pull up this interface where you have additional controls. There's also a pen-like control where you can also jot notes down directly on the screen. So if you want to circle certain things or say this is good, you can go ahead and scribble this either with a capacitive touch stylus or with your fingers. And then again, to turn the page, you can't just turn the page with the pen mode selected. You actually have to deselect the pen mode. Then you can go ahead and swipe to turn the page. Another nice feature, let's go ahead and turn the volume up on the tablet, is that there is a reading interface. So there's a text-to-speech engine, and the tablet can actually play back content to you, if you will. So that way you don't have to read yourself. So you can adjust the speed and the pitch, and then let's go ahead and just start reading.
Yes, my brains are working well today, admitted the scarecrow, an accent of pride in his voice. Then, if you are sufficiently rested and refreshed, let us bend our steps toward...
Let's go ahead and adjust the speed and the pitch just so that we can see some variance.
Yes, my brains are working well today, admitted the scarecrow, an accent of pride in his voice. Then, if you are sufficiently rested and refreshed.
So you can see that it does sound a little bit robotic, but it's nice if you're tired or if your eyes are not working today, you can go ahead and just shut them and then let the book read itself back to you, which is a nice feature. For those who prefer periodicals instead of books, there's also a pre-bundled Next Issue app, which will give you access to the Next Issue application where you can either subscribe to various different popular magazines. Only a limited selection is available through the app, or you can go ahead and purchase a la carte based on the issue that you like. So if you want to go into the Parents magazine, you can subscribe and it will automatically charge you the rate per month, or you can go ahead and purchase just a single issue. The nice part is that if you scroll here, a number of back issues will also show up. So if you missed an issue from a previous month or two, you can go ahead and tap it and it will allow you to purchase some back issues as well. You do need to sign up and enter in your credentials with a login and a credit card to use it through the Next Issue system. Samsung also included a Samsung Apps system here, which will help you in discovering new applications and programs for your tablet. These applications are picked based on Samsung's staff. You can go ahead and browse through this interface or see what your friends are using. These friends or other Galaxy Tab users, presumably. So this will help you discover what's new and what's popular out there without even having to go through Android Market. If none of those apps, storefronts for digital content are suitable for you, you can even go to Android Market, which will provide you with apps, books, and movies as well. So you do have access to that through Google's system if you don't want to go through these third-party systems that Samsung has pre-bundled. There's also a pen memo. Since this doesn't come with a capacitive touch stylus, you can go ahead and create a new memo and you can go ahead and draw with your fingers, or you can use a capacitive touch stylus to draw on the memo itself. So you do have a feature for you to draw, doodle, or jot down handwritten notes. With the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, Samsung included both a front-facing and a rear-facing camera, so you can actually use the 7-inch display as a nice large viewfinder. Let's go ahead and open up the camera by accessing the apps drawer, and you can go ahead and launch the camera. When the camera interface is launched, you do have access to a number of settings here on the left-hand side of the display, so you can go ahead and adjust some of the settings itself. By adjusting the exposure, you have access to different shot settings, so you can do a single shot, a smile shot, which will only take a picture of your subject smiling, panorama, and an action shot, which is great for sports or quick bursts. You can also toggle on and off the flash or use the auto flash, and then you can go ahead and switch to the front-facing camera as well. Additionally, you can go ahead and toggle between camera and video mode. And then within the video mode, you can go ahead and change the resolution. You can use either a smaller VGA resolution or the larger 720p HD mode to record video as well. In my use of the Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus as a camera, I noticed that the camera image quality was actually pretty good, but not quite good enough to replace a standalone camera. Pictures were a little bit on the soft side, and colors rendered nicely depending on if you have the flash on or off. This one, the flash was on, and you can see some of the colors are washed out. Without the flash in a darkened room, the camera's sensor actually does nicely to compensate for the dark room by brightening up the image without having to use a flash. So these are some of the sample images captured indoors with the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus's 3 megapixel camera. Is the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus worthy of its Plus moniker? And more importantly, can Samsung's second generation Galaxy Tab compete in a crowded sea of Android honeycomb tablets? The short answer is yes. The 7-inch form factor is both portable enough and usable enough thanks to its larger display size. Coupled with a bright, vivid, and brilliant display that offers great viewing angles, the Samsung Galaxy Plus will be a highlight on your desk or in your living room as both an ebook reader, a movie tablet, and a central hub for your home entertainment center thanks to the innovative Peel Smart TV remote application. Samsung made a number of user interface adjustments, pre-bundled a number of applications, and upgraded the processor to a dual-core 1.2 GHz Exynos processor that offers both performance and a better user experience. On top of Android 3.2 Honeycomb, you see a desktop-like user experience with the tablet OS that's both finger-friendly and will provide for more usability and productivity thanks to a multi-pane user interface, especially on the emo application. Samsung's Media Hub application, the eBooks app, Next Issue for magazines, and also the ability to download TV shows and movies will help the tablet compete with the large digital content ecosystem that Apple has provided with the iPad, iPad 2, iPhone, and on the iOS platform. With the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus, Samsung hopes that this tablet will be the center of your living room, which it can potentially be thanks to upgraded storage capacities, an improved camera interface, as well as its ability to control your home entertainment center. This tablet will be a worthy addition to any family's desk or living room. I'm Chung Win for Gotta Be Mobile and Notebooks.com. Thanks for joining me in this video review of the Samsung Galaxy Tab 7.0 Plus. Stay tuned to Gotta Be Mobile for additional news, coverage, and information.